Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be doing something pretty exciting for me. These are always very fun. I'm going to be ranking all the manga I've read throughout the first half of 2024. And I say all the manga, it's every series I've started and read a big chunk of or that I've completed in 2024. I have not included any just like volume ones I've tried in a try a volume video, for example. One, because there are a lot of them. Two, I think at the end of the year, I'm going to do another one of these where I rank all of those volume ones that I read. I think that will be more interesting than trying to compare a volume one to like all the completed series on this list. So I forgot that I reset this and I had to redo the different tiers that I have, but my tiers are at the top, a new favorite, one that will definitely be staying in my collection for years to come, as much as I can predict that. Then we have great, something really good, a very good read. Then we have just regular, it was a fine read. And then we have forgettable, which I feel like happens a lot to me where I read something and it's fine when I'm reading it and then I never think about it again. So that needs its own category. And then the last category is just plain awful or something I dropped. And for each series I put in this category, I will explain the difference. So these are not in any particular order. When I uploaded the images, they just went in some random order. So I'm just going to start up here. We have Her Frankenstein, which is a new manga that came out pretty recently. This one, it's somewhere between good and great. I'm going to put it in great because I really liked analyzing this manga and trying to figure out what the author is saying with this work. There was definitely a lot to think about, and I love a manga that makes me think, so I'm going to put that in great. It's a really interesting shoujo horror manga from the 80s. Then we have Shonen Note. This one is also going to go in great. I'm going to put it above Her Frankenstein. This is almost a new favorite. If you like coming of age stories or drama stories or music stories, this is a really interesting one about a boy who is a soprano singer. He's 12 years old, so he knows that eventually puberty is going to change his voice and he's not going to be able to be a soprano singer anymore. And there's another 12-year-old boy who's pretty famous for his soprano voice, and they both are just struggling with the fact that not only are their voice is going to change, but also it's puberty, and so their identities are going to change as well. So, really great manga. I just finished that not too long ago. This one is Our Not So Lonely Planet Travel Guide. This is good. I should have made these images not be squares, but this is a good BL manga focusing on this couple who are traveling the world with the promise that they'll get married at the end of it. So I enjoyed reading it, but not a new favorite, and I wouldn't call it great, but it was enjoyable. Next is The Heroic Legend of Arslan, and this is another great one. This is almost a new favorite, but it's not completed yet. I don't know how it ends. So I'm going to put it at the top of great, with the potential to move into new favorite later. A really fun fantasy adventure manga. Laughing Under the Clouds is my first forgettable manga. This is very forgettable. It's another historical fantasy manga, I guess. Just way too fast-paced, and the stakes were way too high for a 6-volume manga, unfortunately. Next, everyone knows where this one is going. Takopi's Original Sin was not good. I mean, this is one, I don't think it was bad, but this is definitely not something that I like. It's way too nihilistic, and I can read things with nihilism in it, but the fact that it's about such young children was the problem with this one. So yeah, I don't actually think it's objectively bad, but I did not like it. Dorme Rome is also great. I'm going to put it above Her Frankenstein right here. Very funny kind of time travel manga that I enjoyed a lot. Skygrazer, I know people hate this manga. I liked it, but it's about robots, so that was kind of obvious. Definitely not the best thing I've read though, but I wouldn't put it in forgettable, so I'm going to leave it there. Bomba was also good, but this one, unfortunately, the ending did not quite satisfy, so I'm going to leave it in good. Garden Dreams is also good. This is by Fumio Yoshinaga, deals with family relationships, and I thought it was interesting, but definitely not my favorite Fumio Yoshinaga work. A lot of these one-shots that you'll see here are ones that I read during the one-shot readathon, and a lot of them were just good. Lychee Light Club was also good. I think I'll put it above Bomba. Definitely a horror manga though, extremely, extremely violent and bloody and gross, but almost funny. It also had a robot in it, so of course I enjoyed it. Nude Model, this is forgettable. I know lots of people enjoyed this, but I thought the stories were just okay. Next, another Fumi Yoshinaga work. This is All My Darling Daughters. This is great. I think I'll put this here. Either here or at the top of good. This is about mothers and daughters and their sometimes dysfunctional relationships, but I enjoyed it. I don't have any new faves yet. Our Torsos Align was fine. It's above Skygrazer, probably. I'm going to put that in good. This is a short story collection by the same author as Centaurs and Matic, and some of the stories were good, some of them weren't, just like any other short story collection, so that's where that's going. Kurosaki Corpse Delivery Service is also good. I'm going to put it here, I guess. Let's put Bump Up of Lychee Light Club. I've only read 2 omnibuses so far, but I am enjoying it. It's just incredibly episodic, so I can't binge read it like I prefer to do usually, but I am enjoying it. It's pretty creepy sometimes, and there's some interesting subject matter regarding dead bodies and kind of the way that death is seen in different cultures. It's just barely scratching the surface with that, but I am enjoying it for the most part. F is also good. It's very weird, kind of alternate history or diverging history. This one really surprised me. I was not expecting, I didn't have any expectations for this really, but it definitely surprised me. So next is Alive, The Final Evolution. This is something I read on the K-Manga app, and it was not good. I read 10 volumes. I want to say it's 20 volumes completed. It's not good. It's like the sci-fi series where some kids have powers, and I don't know, it just wasn't fun to read, even though that's normally something I enjoy. Just wasn't doing anything for me. Lost Lad London is unfortunately forgettable, but I'm putting it above these other 2. It was fine. It's only a 3-volume series, and it's a mystery series, but unfortunately the mystery was very predictable, and it didn't do anything else amazingly, so it has to go in forgettable. The Darwin Incident, horrible. This is bad. I just don't think I've ever cringed when it came to the dialogue in a manga as much as when I was reading The Darwin Incident. Just not good at all. Mothers is good. Maybe even great, but I'm putting it in good. These 2 actually, All My Darling Daughters and Mothers, based on the title you can tell, are pretty similar. This one just has a lot of short stories. I want to say there's like 20 short stories in this just regular sized manga volume, and so some of them aren't very memorable, so I'm just going to put it in good. Pandora is also good. This one has a lot of influence from the pandemic. You can definitely tell both in the art style and the subject matter of the different stories. It also has a really cool watercolor art style, which I like. So that's going to go in good. I Seen a Sunflower, another robot one. This one is also good, but not the most memorable thing because it is another short story collection. You can tell a lot of the one-shots I read during the one-shot readathon were not great. There maybe. Anything here, take with a grain of salt because obviously I don't have really strong feelings about them either way, but this one is definitely better than this one, so that's fine. Stitches was horrible, but the cover is really good, so that's all I have to say about that. I hate The Darwin Incident, so let's put it there. Alright, I think this one is our first new fave. I have not finished Delicious in Dungeon yet. The final volume 14 comes out very soon, but I've enjoyed this so much and I was so surprised by it that I think I already have to put it into new favorite. I've already bought figures for the series, which I don't tend to do unless I've enjoyed a series for a long time. I definitely broke that rule with this series. Just, if you love fantasy manga, if you love adventure manga, if you just like slice of life manga, it's also kind of slice of life. It's even a little bit creepy at times. I just love everything about this manga. It's so fun. One More Step, Come Stand By My Side was also awful, but definitely on the higher side of awful. This is definitely something that's just not for me, and I should have known that before I bought it. This is one I definitely heard a couple of people say really, really good things about, so I bought it because I wanted to see what they were talking about, but I just had a feeling it's a short story collection. Most of them are focused on romance stories, so I shouldn't have even picked that up in the first place. This is my fault, so I'm kind of sorry about this, but I did not like it at all. Something's wrong with this. Very, very good. I'm going to put that here. I don't think it's a new favorite, just because it is so focused on romance, so it's never going to be really a favorite, but I had a fantastic time with it. Just drama, off the charts, ridiculous soap opera-esque. So very highly entertaining. So I really had a great fun time reading that series. Ripples, this is forgettable. I'll put it here. Honestly, I read this not that long ago and I can't remember a single thing about it. So this is by the same author as Pandora though, so it's also published by Glacier Bay. So if you're deciding between these two, definitely pick up Pandora instead. Cat-Eyed Boy is good. Let's see. I think Cat-Eyed Boy goes here. Another Kazuo Ume's work, very similar to Orochi in the storytelling style, but much more enjoyable than Orochi. Deals with a lot of yokai and stuff like that. So just a lot more fun to read. If I hadn't already tried My Name is Shingo, this would probably be my favorite Kazuo Ume's work, but My Name is Shingo was just made for me. So that's where this goes. Next is Alice in Borderland. This is a new favorite. Because it's completed, I'm going to put it above Delicious in Dungeon, but Delicious in Dungeon could very easily pass it. I really loved the ending of this manga, and I don't think everyone is going to love the ending because it is kind of open-ended, but I felt like it gave me enough answers to be satisfied while also not feeling forced. Panorama of Hell is probably my favorite thing I read this year, and I don't want to spoil this at all, but the way that I reacted to the second half of this manga is kind of crazy. Like, not many manga can make me feel like that. So I really loved this. I will pick up any Hideshi Hino works that I can get my hands on now. I believe it's also selling really well. I think Starfruit Books said that, so they're going to be doing a reprint of this as well. But I don't know how much they're going to reprint this, so if you're at all interested in this, then I would definitely buy it sooner rather than later. Soloist in a Cage is good. I almost want to put it in forgettable, but it was good. I really enjoyed it when I read it, but at this point, like, it hasn't been that long. And I just don't think about this. So I'm going to put it in good because it is good. It's a good read, but it is almost forgettable. But it's definitely better than some of these other ones. So let's put it here. That's where that's going to go. Heaven's Door, I have no idea where to put this because I read it. I don't think it's bad, but I just had no idea what was happening when I read it. It's very psychedelic, a lot to do with drugs. The art is amazing, but I really have no idea where to put it. I'm going to put it in good because I didn't love reading it, so I can't put it in great. But I do think objectively it's good, I guess. I don't know where to put this. Let's put it there. Sure. Yeah, sure. Anti-romance, no, this is not good. I'm putting it above this because I probably liked it better than this. Although, this doesn't matter. Let's put it like this. Anti-romance, I don't want to be rude because I feel like I have nothing positive to say about this manga, and I know that people who read it really enjoy it, but I truly do not understand because these characters have no chemistry whatsoever. I can't even understand the fact that they're friends. They feel like strangers who happen to be roommates to me. And so the entire manga was just not believable or convincing in any way. Anyway, let's move on to Golden Kamuy. Obviously, this is amazing. Golden Kamuy I should probably put above Panorama of Hell. The only reason I'm saying Panorama of Hell is my favorite thing that I read this year is because a lot of the volumes of Golden Kamuy I read before this year. So it's not really a new favorite. I'm kind of lying here because it was already a favorite, but I did complete the series this year and I loved it. I thought the ending was very good and satisfying. So that's really all I can ask for. Children of the Whales, unfortunately, was a drop. I don't think it's awful. Okay, this is definitely just a dropped manga, not an awful manga. I had lots of nitpicks about it that many people are not going to be bothered by, but I did drop it, so it has to go in the dropped category. But it is better than all these other things. Genkaku Picasso is going in great. I'm going to put it here, I think. Yeah, here. I really enjoyed this, and I do really enjoy pretty much all the Usamaru Furuya works I've read. No Longer Human is No Longer Human, so that story has flaws, but the Usamaru Furuya version is my favorite version of that, between his version, Junji Ito, and the regular novel, all of which I've read. Usamaru Furuya's version is definitely the best one. I really think it's interesting how all of his stories are so different, like this one, and Lychee Light Club, and Music of Marie. They're all just so different. And Genkaku Picasso was really interesting to me. I liked how this kid, who's kind of a loser, he learns to make friends through his art. It's very bizarre, but I had a good time with it. Akane Banashi is also great. I didn't read too much of this. I only read 5 volumes of it, but I will definitely be continuing in the future. I don't know why I stopped really, because I was having a great time with it. But this definitely has the potential to go into a new favorite. Okay, you know what? This is bothering me. Golden Kamuy has to go above Panorama of Hell. But Akane Banashi, fantastic. If you haven't tried this out and you like sports manga, it's not really a sports manga, but it kind of feels like a sports manga, then definitely try that. Drama. It's about Rakugo. The only other Rakugo manga I've read is Descending Stories, and that one is good as well, but this one is very different. So that's why I'm putting that. Mimi's Tales of Terror. It's good. Do I remember anything about this? Not really, but it's fine. I'm sure. It's Junji Ito, so it was enjoyable, but I guess I'll put it here. I don't know where to put this. The problem is these ones I read more recently than this one, but this one's probably better than these ones. It doesn't matter. Again, ignore the order of these things, really. Orange is good, but not my thing. Dark Gathering is also good. I'm going to put that here. The first 2 volumes I read, I was really nervous because I was not enjoying them, but now that it has turned into kind of like investigating real life haunted places, it's a lot more interesting and fun to me. So that's where that's going. My Dearest Self with Malice Aforethought. I need a category in between good and forgettable. Because it's not awful, but it's not forgettable. I don't think it's good though. Let's put it here. Like, it's good, I guess. It was a fun read and a fast read, and it kept me hooked, but I don't think I really like thrillers. I don't know. I just had a lot of problems with it, so it's going there. The fact that this is below Skygrazer is probably going to annoy some people, but you know what? It's my list. I can do what I want. This is forgettable. This is the Carmen line. It was fine enough to read, but I don't think it's anything I'm ever going to think about again. I've already unhauled that. So yeah, this is my tier list of pretty much all the manga I read in 2024. Let me know what you thought of this. I do tend to have fun with these tier list things, so I'm open to doing more in the future. I think the last one I did was to wrap up all the manga I read in 2021, so it's been a long time, but I do want to do that volume 1 idea I had for sure at the end of the year, so you might see another one of these not too far in the future. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!